Hey guys, I thought I'd give you a tour of my room. Never actually done just a room tour, so I thought I would give you guys a tour. We're gonna go wall by wall, starting with this wall. This is the blue wall. It has a mirror on it, and this incomplete setup with X230 hooked up to a monitor. We've got strike witches on that one, and Denkin Sankyu Magical Pokyan on that desktop. And it's all on this desk. And you can see if I sit down here, this desk used to have this thing in it, which is why I didn't used to use it. But I sawed it off with a saw, so I can fit underneath it. So that's good. That's this wall. Least interesting wall. I don't really use this setup for anything yet. Still working on it. And this is the chair that I'm using, which is one of the major reasons I don't use this setup. Is I've just got this wooden chair, and I've just put this like fold-up mattress on it to make it so it doesn't hurt to sit on. Then down here, there's like mainly trash, just sort of old keyboard. We've got this kendama. Yeah, the kendama here. I'm gonna clean this area up one day, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, now I'll save the best wall for last. Okay, then you got my cupboard here, a DSLR on the top of that, old broken guitar, some shit up there, some clothes. Most of my clothes are on the floor or drying. The way I do my clothes is I just wash them, and then when they're clean, hang them up to dry, and then I just take them. They dry in another room. I'm pointing like over there because they're over there, and yeah, when I need them, I just take them off the drying rack. I don't really store them anywhere. So yeah, then you've got this painting, which I guess is like a hand-me-down. I've had it ever since I was a baby. It's not really of anything. I always like to think it's kind of like wood grain. Like this is kind of like, I don't know. I feel like most people would probably see it as a river of some kind, but I've always seen it kind of like a knot in sort of wood grain. I don't know. Got an old monitor. This is taken from like an old Mac, that my mom had. 2 hard drives. I don't know if either of them actually work. A little Registeel Pokemon figure that I had when I was a kid into Pokemon. And this little guy, I made this on a boat once. I went to Plymouth Harbor, and on a boat they had this little place where you could make little guys. And that's why I made that guy. I have some Velcro strips on the wall. Used to have more, they all fell off. You can see this one like chipped the paint when it fell off. Because the Velcro adhesive that I have, it doesn't adhere very well to the wall. But what I've still got on here, I've got this mechanical keyboard, 40%. It's a core thingy. I forgot what it's actually called, Vortex core. It's got the Velcro on the back to stick it to the wall. And I think it's cherry reds. It's too small to really be practical. It's more of a design piece than a usable thing. Kind of regret buying it. It was way too expensive. Thought I would actually use it. Turns out 40% is too small to be practical, so it just kind of hangs on my wall. Although I have used it from time to time. Then I have this portable charging bank. It's got a torch in it. Yeah, useful thing to have around. Some USB sticks so I don't lose them. And this hard drive, which keeps some of my backups. Okay, now this section. This is the wall of text. This is all stuff that I've written over the years and attached to my wall. Going through it. Bear in mind, a lot of these were written in phases of mania. If you don't know, I have bipolar 2. Sometimes I get hypomanic and I do some crazy shit. Definitely bought that keyboard when I was hypomanic. Sawed that desk in half when I was manic. A lot of this stuff, if it reads like the ramblings of an insane person, is because that's what it is. You got everyone wants to manipulate you. Ascended master, no thank you. Death comes to all. Rage. Then we have the Fugusuku Osaka meme. Be your own judge. This one I made on acid. Uh, this one Osaka Syndrome made when they were staying over here. It says it's literally panopticon. Got Let's All Love Lane. Safe and Fat. This little pattern is a reference to something, and I'm not going to tell you what it's a reference to. I'll tell you it's a video game. That's all you get to know. And if you don't get it, then you don't get it. You got an oblong with an oblong. Noided. This one says you deserve pay for your work. It says this too shall pass. This one says there is no tyranny in the state of confusion. That's a Discordian thing from the Principia Discordia. This is the sacred cow, also from the Principia Discordia. You got good night pun pun thing I drew. This came with a it's black metal guy. What's Leviathan? It's a Leviathan sticker. It came with a t-shirt I bought. This also came with the same t-shirt. This is the girl on the cover of the Shinsei Kamata-chan album, and this says the title of one of their songs. This is the 10 rules to life. Man is born tired and lives to get a rest. Love thy bed as you love thyself. Rest during the day so you can sleep at night. Do not work, work kills. If you see someone resting, help him out. Work as little as you can and convey all the work you can to another. In shade is salvation, no one died from resting. Work earns illness, do not pass away young. If you have an urge to work, sit down, wait, and you'll see it will pass. And when you see people eat and drink, approach them. When you see them work, withdraw yourself not to trouble them. These are the 10 rules to live by. This one just says none of this is real, none of this is real, none of this is real. It says I need no friends, die. It's another Shinsei Kamata-chan song. It's the logo for I Hate God, one of my favorite bands. This is Konata. This, I don't remember how to read it, but it means a mountain hermitage in the city, and it's like a rule for like how you're supposed to make a tea house. A traditional Japanese tea house is supposed to be, like feel like you're in a mountain hermitage in the city, which is what this means. Something, no something. This is just a random pattern I drew. It says the 2 girls from Shimeji Simulation. It says Moe Moves, which is the name of one of my songs. This one says things are looking up with some eyes. You got I can't think, I got too many thoughts. I think I was on drugs when I made this. Don't remember what drugs. And this is the only thing on this wall that's actually useful. This is the Circle of Fifths, which is a music theory thing. You got Benjamin's Dragon Millionaire, which is an album I made. A traced picture of Yudo in a bath, but the bath bit's cut off, so it just kind of looks weird. This is Give a Fuck About a Bitch. These are just some random things I drew, and another Yuno on there as well. And the numogram, the Nick Land thing. Speaking of which, we head down here. You got my bass guitar. You can see how fucking messy it is in here. All kinds of shit. Yeah, we got my bass guitar. And some of my books, CCRU collected writings, Edgar Allan Poe, Deleuze, the Gormenghast trilogy, bunch of monsters. These aren't actually mine, but I still haven't cleaned them out. Is the lead to my bass. And over here, old phone, some medication for blocked nose, my gum base. What else have I got? Some screws. These are all ThinkPad screws. ThinkPad battery. Old cup noodle thing. Glasses that I never wear. A bottle of mustard for some reason. Don't know why that's there. Then some knives and forks we need to throw in the dishwasher. some propranolol, which is like a beta blocker. Take those for anxiety sometimes. Some hay fever medication. This stuff's both here because I've just kind of been sick recently. This is a Dirty Riffs pick tin. That's where I put all my guitar picks. And actually, let me put this one away. Whatever. And then this Volume 2 of Nichijou. No idea why I own that. But yeah, Volume 2 of the Nichijou manga. Good manga. This is the hard drive where I keep all of my anime stuff, basically. Some decks of cards in a box over there. And some melatonin. I need to sleep. This shit. Cable ties. Very useful. Get some of those. Some magnesium, which I don't take anymore, but I took for a while. This sticker. No idea what this sticker is. Yeah, I think that's everything interesting from over here. There's probably stuff in this drawer that I'm not going to show on YouTube. Yeah, there is some questionable stuff in that drawer. Then we have my window. It's a window. Shows you the outside. And now, the best part of the room. The otaku side. Yeah. Okay, posters. So, we've got all my posters that are meaningful. And also computers. I have a lot of computers. We've got Miyafuji from Strike Witches, the Yuyushiki Girls. This is from the OVA. It's from a Megami magazine. This is Nanoha from Nanoha. This is actually from the first movie, which not my favorite. I prefer the second movie, but first movie is also good. Nanoha. Steins Gate. They're in maid outfits with cat girls, so you know it's based. These two things are double page spreads from the Serial Experiments Lane art book, which I ripped out and put on my wall when I was in a period of mania, and I regret doing that because there's only a limited number of copies of that art book, and now one of them is defaced forever, which kind of sucks, but it's not that bad, and they do look cool. But yeah, Yasuyuki Ueda made this, and probably some random graphic designer made this. There's a RAM, just a stick of RAM up there. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, so just a stick of RAM. This is a ThinkPad keyboard. Here you can see there's a key missing. I just hang it up by that missing key on this nail. There we go. Okay, we got Yamano Susume. I really like this poster. I think the art looks really good. We got Squid Girl, the biggest poster I own. I could have gotten this Yamano Susume poster in a bigger size, but I didn't. Would have been expensive. Yeah, Squid Girl. Hidamari Sketch. Chino from Gochiusa. This is Kamichu. Great anime. Watch Kamichu. Underrated as fuck. These are the Monogatari Girls. This is the oldest anime poster I own. Bought this on Amazon like 7 years ago or something. This is Chunibyo Demokoi Gashitai, which is the first anime I ever watched knowingly. I actually watched Pokemon and Digimon when I was a kid, but this is, you know, the first anime I watched knowing it was anime. So that's why I have that. Even though I don't think the show is that amazing, it represents something important. This, by the way, just to be clear, all these posters exist for a reason. So, for example, Nanoha and Strike Witches, I like those shows, but I don't like them that much. The reason they're there is because they, to me, represent like peak otaku, right? Like the otaku-oriented magical girl genre that Nanoha basically invented, and then the mecha musume genre are both like the extreme moe otaku genres, I think, right? Like taking a genre for little girls and making a version that's for like adult men that airs at like 1 a.m. Or taking real life ace pilots from World War II and turning them into anime girls who don't wear pants. and have cat ears and shit. Kimono Mimi, based. Yu Yu is just a great show. I just love that show. Yamano Susume, I generally like the first season more than the rest of the show, but it's still a great show all the way through. Squid Girl, again, I just like it. Great OP as well. Hikikomori Sketch is my favorite anime. Gotcha Use is also in my top 10. Steins Gate is also a good show. Also representation of otaku in many ways. Kamichu is just also in my top 10. Monogatari used to be in my top 10 when I bought this poster. It's actually for the second season. And yeah, obviously this one's important because it's the first anime I watched. Then we have Subahibi, for obvious reasons. This is Murasame from Senden Banka, which is a good visual novel that I am just about to finish. Murasame, not actually my favorite character in the visual novel. That'd probably be Mako or Lena, but does have the best character design in my opinion, and also the best official art that I could find. So that's why I decided to put Murasame on the wall rather than those others two, because they just don't have as good art. Also, you can tell this one's in a weird configuration compared to every single other poster. That's because this is actually supposed to be a wallpaper, which is why it's actually in 16:9 resolution. Like, you can see it like fits perfectly in the screen because it's supposed to be a wallpaper. That's why it looks kind of weird. And then this is Koi ni Kami o Soete, which is also a good visual novel that I enjoy. And the girls are very cute. And this poster is very cute. So those are all my posters. Subahibi, my favorite VN. Gonna get more posters, obviously. As you'll notice just from looking at the wall, big gap here, obvious big gap here, and then maybe like here. Probably I want to eventually cover the entire wall plus this section. I'm working on it. These things are expensive. This is probably like 300 quid, 250 quid worth of posters here. So yeah, it's not cheap to do this. There's probably cheaper ways I could go about it, but I don't want to half-ass it. I know a lot of otaku, you look at their rooms, they have all these posters, and they go through them, and they're like, I don't even like this show. And I'm not okay with that. I only want to get shit that is both from shows I like and is really good art. And generally, the Chino is the only non-official art that I even have. And that's just because it was super cheap. And also, there's very little good Gotcha Yusa official art. Like, I've looked through all of it. I've looked through every single official piece of Gotcha Yusa art, and most of it just kind of sucks, in my opinion. I don't know. I might get a different Gotcha Yusa poster or something and maybe replace that Chino or just added another Chino or something. Or maybe like... it will probably exist if I search hard enough. I just can't find anything that appealing to me. But yeah, this is the last big space that I think obviously needs to be filled in and looks kind of unnatural. Maybe this as well, but maybe less so. But yeah, I think that big space, it's kind of awkward. I think I could fit one poster here vertically and then maybe a small one here. Not quite sure. But yeah, eventually this will be floor to ceiling, all posters. And that'll be sick. Okay, computers. So, we've got my X60 ThinkPad here. As you can see, it's running Alpine Linux. There's the fetch with the mint from Galaxy Angel wallpaper. Then my main ThinkPad, my X220, with the Uno wallpaper. Really cute wallpaper. Uno is very cute. It's running Artix. There you can see BSPWM, your XVT. I don't know. Yeah, there's my X220. And MacBook Pro 14-inch with the Chino wallpaper. And yeah, before you're going to be like, why do you have a Mac? Well, my main job is making music, and unfortunately, Linux music making tools are not up to industry standard. Still, Apple programs and Macs are the best optimized for that. So unfortunately, I need it for work is basically the answer for that. It's also useful to have around because it has a really good battery life. Like I can use this laptop for like 2-3 days straight without needing to charge, and that's just generally useful. It also has better speakers than any of my ThinkPads, which is good for when I'm trying to fall asleep and I want to play a video in the background. But yeah, it's not my favorite computer to use just because it's proprietary. I should mention that X230 is currently running Manjaro, but that's just because I happen to have a USB stick with Manjaro flash to it. I'm gonna that was just a temporary thing. This whole setup is basically temporary as of now. Like I have my plans for it. I aim to buy a I'm gonna flip around the monitors, so this one's on that side and this one's on that side. I'm gonna get a trackball mouse because right now on the X230 this trackpad doesn't actually work. The trackpad sucks anyway, so I just have this, which is fine when it's a laptop, but doesn't really work in a desktop configuration. So I'm gonna buy a trackball mouse because this desk is really small. Buy a trackball mouse and then maybe sort of set this up nicer. Maybe even use this keyboard or something. So yeah, that's my room. I don't think there's anything else I missed. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's my bed, obviously. Big thing in the middle of the room, bed. Yeah, light that doesn't work, light that does work. Screwdriver set over there. Don't know if you can see that. Some electronics in that box over there. Yoga mat that I never use. I think that's everything. Yeah, well, I'll leave you with one last. I'm very, very proud of this wall, if you couldn't tell. I'll leave you with one last shot of this.